Soft winds carry us to a time long ago, where the sun rose over golden fields and the air trembled with the quiet tension of destiny. Here, in the heart of ancient Burret, two great families prepared for a battle that would ripple across ages. Let us drift slowly into this sacred story, not as a tale of war, but as a gentle lesson in Dharma, the righteous path that guides every soul. The warriors of the Mahabharata do not march to fight us. They walk through our dreams, reminding us of courage, patience, and the balance between duty and love. Imagine the battlefield as a vast river of stars, each arrow a ripple of light, each chant a soft whisper of the eternal truth. As night deepens, allow your thoughts to settle like soft petals falling on calm waters. Tonight, we will wander through the Mahabharata, not to awaken strife, but to cradle our hearts in the wisdom of Dharma. Let the spirit move slowly, and let your mind drift with the rhythm of this ancient, sacred story. If this story soothes your soul, let us know where you are listening from, or simply subscribe, and let the calm of Dharma guide you every night. Soft light brushes over the walls of Hastinapura, spilling through the high windows and painting the stone floors with gentle gold. The air carries a quiet warmth, and distant birds call with slow, soft notes. A stillness rests upon the city, like a deep breath before the world exhales. You float above the river that curves past the palace, where the water mirrors the pale pink of early morning clouds. The breeze carries the faint scent of sandalwood and earth, as if the day itself is waking slowly with care. The palace corridors are empty now, yet the air hums with expectation. From these quiet halls, footsteps will soon stir. The youngest of the Pandavas are already rising. Yudhishthira's calm presence spreads like the first light through the rooms. He moves with care, each step deliberate, as though he carries the weight of Dharma in his heartbeat. Bhima stretches his strong arms and leans to the cool window, feeling the sun's warmth on his skin, a reminder that even the strongest warrior begins the day in peace. Arjuna polishes his bow, fingers gliding over its smooth wood, his mind floating between practice and quiet reflection. Draupadi's laughter drifts faintly through the corridors, a soft song threading through the palace, gentle as the ripple of a small stream. Across the city, the Kauravas stir as well. Duryodhana rises with a quiet intensity, like the shadow that stretches across the courtyard at dawn. Dushasana follows, carrying both strength and unease. There is a tension here, not sharp but present, a slow pulse beneath the calm of morning. In this moment, the threads of fate weave silently, crossing paths and looping around hearts unseen, yet moving with purpose. The city itself seems to breathe with the lives within it. Torches once lit now flicker out as the sun's early glow deepens. Garden paths glisten with dew, reflecting the soft light. Birds flutter across the palace courtyards, their wings brushing the air with gentle whispers. In this world, every small movement carries meaning. Every soft rustle of silk, every tap of leather on stone, is part of a larger pattern, like threads in a tapestry that the eye cannot yet fully see. In the gardens, Bhima walks slowly along the stone path, the soft morning wind lifting the scent of jasmine and rose. Each flower seems to nod in the breeze, a quiet acknowledgement of the day ahead. He pauses near the fountain, where water moves over smooth stones with a steady, gentle rhythm. The sound is calming, like a heartbeat beneath the earth, reminding him that life flows on, even through uncertainty. Here, the river and the garden and the palace meet, blending the natural and the human, the quiet and the strong, in a harmony that carries the essence of Dharma. Yudhishthira moves through the throne room, where sunlight glimmers across carved pillars. He pauses before the empty throne, fingers brushing the cool wood. In his mind, he envisions the balance of his duties, fairness, compassion, and truth. Even before the day begins, he feels the gentle weight of responsibility, not as a burden, but as a quiet calling. The walls of the palace, tall and protective, seem to listen, absorbing his thoughts and returning them as calm energy that moves softly through the halls. Outside the city, the fields stretch like a green and gold ocean. Farmers tend to crops with careful, rhythmic movements, plucking leaves, guiding oxen, tending the soil. Their work is quiet, unhurried, and essential. It is as though even the earth knows the story unfolding within the palace, lending its own soft strength to the hearts of those who live above it. The wind carries whispers of distant mountains, where the peaks touch clouds and the rivers begin. These rivers will one day meet the struggles of men, carrying the stories of warriors and kings downstream, folding history into memory, gentle and endless. In the inner chambers, Draupadi prepares her morning offerings. She moves slowly, placing flowers with care, letting incense curl upward like smoke from a dream. The fragrance spreads softly through the room, blending with the faint glow of candlelight. She thinks of her husbands and of the duties that will come with the day, not with worry, but with the calm acceptance that life moves in cycles. Her thoughts, like the incense, rise and fade into the air, gentle and unhurried. Arjuna steps into the courtyard, bow in hand. The soft sound of his steps blends with the wind that rustles leaves and the distant hum of temple bells. He lifts his gaze to the horizon, where clouds float slowly, and for a moment he feels the pulse of the world beneath him, the heartbeat of life itself, vast and quiet. Here, in this still morning, he remembers that strength is not only in the arms, but in the calm of the mind and the clarity of the heart. The elders of the city gather quietly in the council hall. Bhishma's presence is like a mountain, steady, patient, eternal. Drona moves with gentle precision, a teacher and guide. Their voices, when they speak, are soft but carry a depth that resonates beyond the walls, like ripples on a still pond. They speak of duty, of balance, of the paths that men must walk, weaving lessons not as commands, but as gentle nudges for hearts ready to listen. The soft cadence of their words is like the rhythm of the wind through the trees, steady, soothing, inevitable. Across the battlefield that is not yet filled, grass bends beneath the wind and distant hills hold their quiet watch. The sun climbs higher, spilling more light on the world. It is a light that does not rush, that does not demand. It simply moves, illuminating each face, each heart, each small act of kindness or courage. And in this light, the Pandavas and Kauravas prepare not for battle alone, but for the lessons that the day will carry, for the paths that Dharma lays before them. Even the animals sense the morning's calm. Elephants sway softly in their enclosures, their deep breathing like slow drums. Horses shake dew from their coats and lift their heads to the wind, nostrils flaring gently, alert but peaceful. Birds circle above the city walls, gliding on invisible currents, singing brief, lilting notes that echo across stone and garden alike. Life hums quietly here, in the gentle pulse of dawn, reminding all who pause to listen that harmony exists in small, unhurried moments. And as the city stirs fully awake, a soft quiet remains beneath it all, a quiet that holds the weight of what will come, and the gentle reassurance that the sun rises for all in equal measure. Destiny does not rush. It waits in the still spaces between thoughts, in the soft breaths of men and women, in the slow unfolding of every choice, every small act of care, every whispered word. The morning stretches onward, golden and soft. You drift along the streets of Hastinapura, past gardens, fountains, and courtyards. You float past the chambers of those who will soon step into history. You feel the quiet hum of Dharma, the gentle threads of destiny weaving through the lives of all who dwell here. There is no urgency, only the calm recognition that each moment, each heartbeat, is part of the eternal pattern. Let the soft wind carry you through these early hours. Let the sound of water, the rustle of leaves, and the faint call of birds become a lullaby. The city breathes with you, the palace holds you, and the river of destiny moves silently onward, carrying the hopes and hearts of men like petals on its gentle current. Now rest with the morning light. Let the warmth of the sun settle into your spirit as the lives of the Pandavas and Kauravas rise quietly around you. Let their stories, their dharma, their slow awakening guide you into calm dreams. And as you drift onward, know that the threads of destiny, soft and unbroken, will continue to weave. In silence, under the ever-watchful sky, let us drift onward into the soft unfolding day. Now rest, as the stars return and the world sighs gently beneath the rising sun. The morning sun has fully stretched its fingers over Hastinapura, but a soft stillness lingers in the palace. Light spills across marble floors, warm and gentle, and the air carries the faint scent of sandalwood and lotus. In quiet chambers tucked deep within the palace, elders move with calm purpose. Their steps are soft, measured, echoing lightly against the stone, like slow waves brushing a silent shore. Outside, the gardens hum quietly with life. Birds shift from branch to branch, and the river beyond glimmers with reflections of the waking sky. Here in this gentle hush, Krishna sits, a quiet presence like the smooth flow of a river. His eyes, calm and knowing, seem to trace paths unseen, touching the hearts of those who listen. Near him, Bhishma leans against the carved railing, steady and unhurried, his breath long and even, as though each inhale holds a century of wisdom. Together, they are the soft pulse beneath the palace's waking rhythm, guides who speak not in rush or command, but in quiet, deliberate words that settle deep into the heart. You float down the corridor, past doors that open into sunlit halls, past tapestries that sway slightly in the morning breeze. The walls themselves seem to lean in, attentive, carrying the echo of soft voices. Here, counsel is not hurried. Every syllable drifts slowly like petals on water. Each phrase carries a subtle weight, not heavy but steady, giving shape to thoughts that have no need for force. It is a rhythm that moves gently, teaching without pressing, reminding without alarm. Krishna speaks first, his words soft as the wind brushing over still waters. He does not command. He whispers of paths that open and close, of choices that move silently like the currents beneath the river's surface. In every moment, he says, there is the quiet chance to act rightly. Let the mind settle like water. Let the heart find its rhythm. Then even when storms come, your spirit will remain calm. The words echo through the room, not loud but full, touching the souls of those who hear them. Bhishma leans forward, his voice deep and even, carrying the stillness of mountains and the patience of long years. Duty is not only in the striking of arrows, he murmurs. It lives in the thought that precedes action, in the silence between steps. To act rightly is to listen first, as the trees listen to the wind, as the river listens to the stones it passes. His eyes hold a gentle light, steady and enduring, reflecting the morning glow that filters through the windows. The room feels warmer, as if every stone and pillar has softened in agreement. Elders gather in a semicircle around the two guides. Their faces are calm, attentive, and soft as candlelight. They nod quietly, absorbing the gentle rhythm of counsel. Some close their eyes and let their thoughts drift like leaves floating on a slow river. Others trace the outlines of their hands or fingers, letting the touch remind them of grounding, of presence. All feel the flow of wisdom as it moves like a quiet current, unseen yet undeniable. Outside the chambers, soft breezes move through open windows, carrying distant scents of jasmine and the faint earthy smell of dew-washed gardens. The world seems to pause, aware of this sacred moment of reflection. Even the birds, normally bright and noisy in morning, sing soft notes, as though honoring the rhythm of thought and presence within the palace walls. Krishna's voice rises again, gentle but clear, as he speaks of courage and compassion. Courage is not in loud action alone. It is in quiet patience. It is in choosing peace when the heart trembles. Compassion is not shown only in words, but in every soft act that touches another soul. Each word drifts like mist over a riverbank, settling softly into the hearts of the listeners. The elders nod slowly, their own breath following the gentle flow of his wisdom, a tide moving unseen yet steady. Bhishma continues, tracing a metaphor as soft as candlelight. The world is a vast field, he says, and each choice a seed. Some seeds bloom quickly, some wait through long nights before opening. Water them with thought, sunlight them with patience, and the flowers that grow will honor the spirit. He pauses, letting the words settle like rain on soft soil, like leaves floating gently to the ground. Silence stretches briefly, comfortable and full, before the soft murmur of acknowledgement drifts through the room. A young Pandava sits nearby, listening without moving, letting the whispers of counsel wash over him. He feels the slow rhythm of Dharma threading into his heart, a quiet reminder that strength is tempered by wisdom and action is carried by care. Each breath he takes echoes the gentle calm that fills the chambers, a breath that carries stillness into the body, into the mind, into the spirit. Outside, the city has awakened fully now, but the chambers remain a sanctuary. The sun moves higher, soft beams tracing delicate patterns on walls and floors. The sound of distant bells floats through the air, faint and melodious, reminding all who listen that time moves quietly, without hurry, and that patience is as sacred as action. The elders speak in turn, their voices like the slow flow of water over stone. Stories of past kings, of battles faced without anger, of choices made with care, move gently through the air. Each story is a lantern in the mind, soft light illuminating paths, revealing that even in moments of challenge, the spirit can remain steady, calm, and guided by inner truth. Krishna rises, his movements soft and deliberate, and walks slowly toward a window that looks over the river. The water glimmers under the morning sun, reflecting light and shadow, a mirror of the world beyond the palace. "See how the river flows," he says quietly. It moves steadily, unobstructed by fear or hurry. The water does not rush. It does not fight. It moves because it knows its path. So too should the heart move, guided by Dharma, even when storms approach. Bhishma's hand rests lightly on a carved pillar. "Every teaching," he whispers, "is like a drop of rain on the earth. Some fall quickly, some soak slowly, but each nourishes the soul. Patience allows the heart to drink deeply. Listen closely, and the lessons will sink softly into your being, shaping your choices without noise, without force." You drift along the edges of this chamber, watching shadows stretch and retreat across the polished floors. The voices of Krishna and Bhishma seem to blend with the soft sound of wind through the trees and the distant murmur of the river. The room is a cocoon of calm, a gentle refuge from the world outside, where time moves slowly, and every sound is a tender note in a lullaby of wisdom. A candle flickers on a low table, its flame wavering like a heartbeat. Its warmth touches the skin, a soft glow that spreads quietly through the body, encouraging calm, slow breaths. Each inhale brings the scent of incense, each exhale releases tension, and the gentle rhythm of the room becomes your own heartbeat, steady, peaceful, and unhurried. Krishna's words fade softly, leaving a lingering sense of ease, like a river that continues to flow even when no one watches. Bhishma's presence remains, a quiet anchor, steady as stone, reminding every heart that guidance is always near, even in silence. The soft movements of the elders, the play of light and shadow, the gentle hum of life outside, all form a chorus of serenity, carrying the spirit forward, one calm breath at a time. As the morning unfolds fully, the chamber seems suspended between past and future, a place where time slows to allow reflection, a space where Dharma can enter softly, without urgency. Here, counsel is not given in haste. It is a quiet river, moving through hearts and minds, shaping understanding with patience, teaching that even the greatest storms can be met with calmness if the soul listens. Now let the soft whispers of counsel drift into your mind. Let the quiet rhythm of words, of wind, of water, carry you gently toward rest. The city continues its life beyond these walls. The river flows endlessly, and the light of morning warms every corner. Let us drift onward softly, calmly, as the heart receives these gentle truths. Now rest as the stars return, and the world moves quietly beneath the ever-watchful sky. The morning light has spread gently across Hastinapura, brushing the palace walls with soft gold and silver. Outside, the river moves slowly, its surface glimmering like scattered stars, reflecting the soft sky above. The air is still, carrying the faint scent of wet earth and lotus blossoms, and the distant hum of temple bells drifts on the breeze. In this gentle hush, the city awakens quietly, and you float among its soft rhythms, feeling the calm pulse of life that moves unseen, beneath every step, every word, every glance. Within the palace, the warriors of the Pandavas and Kauravas begin their day. Their movements are deliberate, careful, almost meditative. Each action, no matter how small, carries the weight of awareness. Yudhishthira moves first, lifting his bow and tracing the smooth curve of its wood with practiced, gentle fingers. His breath flows evenly, in harmony with the distant ripple of the river. The touch of polished metal on his hands is not cold but grounding, a reminder that even strength is tender when held with care. Bhima steps into the courtyard, his large frame moving with soft purpose. He pauses by the fountain, letting cool water brush his palms. The sound of falling droplets is steady, rhythmic, like a slow drum in the distance. Bhima's breath matches this rhythm, each inhale and exhale syncing with the water's gentle flow. In the quiet of this early hour, he feels the strength within his body, not as force, but as steady presence, ready to meet what the day may bring. Arjuna walks slowly through the gardens, bow in hand. The petals of jasmine and marigold brush softly against his arms as he passes. Every movement is measured, like the ripple of water across smooth stones. He stops for a moment to kneel near the riverbank, letting the cool mist touch his face. His mind is calm, focused, and attentive. In these sacred preparations, he finds a quiet meditation, a reminder that even the acts of readiness can be offerings, prayers in motion, echoes of Dharma carried gently into the day. Temples across the city awaken in soft light. Incense curls upward, wisps of fragrance mixing with the morning air. Bells tinkle quietly, their notes like drops of water in a still pool. Priests move slowly through the halls, chanting words that float and linger, soft as feathers. Warriors bow, hands pressed together, eyes closed. In this moment, preparation and prayer intertwine. Each ritual, each gesture, is a bridge between the body and the spirit, a quiet recognition that every action, no matter how ordinary, carries meaning when offered with awareness. You drift along the stone corridors, past rooms where sunlight stretches across woven mats and polished floors. The soft echo of footsteps blends with the distant murmur of rivers and the rustle of leaves outside. In the quiet of the palace, you notice the small acts, the gentle tightening of a strap on armor, the careful polishing of a shield, the soft brush of a hand across the edge of a spear. These acts are unhurried, intentional, sacred. They prepare the warriors not only for battle but for presence, teaching patience, focus, and reverence for the path ahead. The elders move among them like quiet shadows of wisdom. Bhishma leans against a carved pillar, watching with steady eyes. His presence is a soft anchor, reminding all who move near him that preparation is not only physical but spiritual. Drona traces the outlines of the weapons with gentle care, his hands steady, guiding the younger warriors with calm, unspoken encouragement. Even the softest nod, the quietest glance, carries lessons in Dharma, in the balance of readiness and restraint. In the gardens, Draupadi walks slowly among the flowers, offering soft prayers that rise and curl with the incense. Her voice is low, a melody that drifts into the morning air, joining the rhythm of flowing water and the faint hum of temple bells. She touches each petal, each leaf, as if tracing the quiet energy of the world. Her prayers are not urgent. They are like soft footsteps across stone, leaving no mark but filling the space with gentle presence. The rivers that wind beyond the city reflect the movements of preparation. Their waters flow steadily, carrying the quiet strength of mountains and clouds. Arrows sharpened, armor polished, sandals tied with care. Each act is mirrored in the slow currents, each gesture echoed in the rhythm of flowing water. Even in the stillness, the river moves, a reminder that life continues, and that Dharma is the gentle current that guides each step, each breath, each thought. Small birds flit from branch to branch in the palace gardens, their wings stirring the soft air. Their calls are brief, delicate, punctuating the silence with tender notes. You notice how they pause in midair, almost hovering before landing again, as if showing the power of patience and observation. The warriors watch them without thought, their movements uninterrupted by haste, their hearts learning the quiet art of presence. In the courtyard, the sun climbs higher, spilling light across stones and leaves, warming the gentle faces of those preparing for the day. Arjuna lifts his bow once more, letting the tension of the string meet the strength of his arm. The sound is soft, like a ripple across calm water, and in this small motion, a lesson in focus and balance is offered. Bhima stretches, muscles long and steady, feeling the river's rhythm echo in his body. Every breath, every glance, every small movement becomes part of the meditation, part of the sacred preparation that binds body, mind, and spirit. Krishna walks quietly among the warriors, his steps soft and deliberate. He does not rush. He pauses here, nods there, and lets his presence remind each soul of calm courage. His eyes, like still pools, reflect the morning sky and the river beyond. In his quiet guidance, the warriors learn that preparation is not only action. It is listening, watching, feeling, and resting when needed. Even in the anticipation of battle, there is space for peace, for reflection, for connection with the eternal flow. Soft chants rise from the temple, blending with the gentle rustle of leaves and the ripple of the river. The words are low, almost whispered, carrying the warmth of intention and devotion. Warriors pause to listen, their hearts aligning with the slow cadence of the morning. Each sound, each movement, each soft breath is an offering, a thread in the tapestry of Dharma, weaving calm into the fabric of the day. Armor is lifted, bows checked, sandals tied with care. Hands brush across shields, tracing the edges, feeling the smoothness of metal and leather. Every motion is soft, deliberate, unhurried. Even the sound of a sword resting against its sheath is like a note in the gentle symphony of preparation. Here, readiness is not noise. It is calm. It is rhythm. It is patience made visible. The sun reaches higher, spilling warmth across gardens, courtyards, and temple halls. The world moves slowly, deliberately, in quiet harmony with the river and the wind. You drift along corridors and over stone steps, past fountains where water falls softly, past warriors kneeling in meditation. The air carries the subtle scent of incense and earth, and you feel the soft weight of presence in every corner, every gesture, every glance. As the morning draws on, the city, the river, and the warriors prepare together in a gentle dance. Each motion, each breath, each quiet step forms a pattern of calm, a rhythm of Dharma that will guide the day ahead. Preparation is not hurried. It is not forced. It flows like the river, like the wind through the trees, like the soft turning of petals in the sun. Every action carries meaning. Every gesture is sacred. Every heart learns to move in harmony with the whole. Now let the quiet rhythm of these sacred preparations settle within you. Let the gentle movements, the soft sounds, and the warm light carry calm into your mind and body. You drift alongside the warriors, alongside the river, alongside the rising sun. Let your breath follow the pulse of the world, slow and steady, unhurried. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the day unfolds, and now rest, as the stars return and the river carries gentle dreams downstream. The morning sun rises slowly over the plains of Kurukshetra, casting soft light across fields that shimmer with dew. The air is still, carrying a faint scent of earth and grass, and distant birds drift across the sky in quiet formation. Even in the vastness of the battlefield, there is a gentle hum, like the slow heartbeat of the earth beneath the warrior's feet. You float above the scene, noticing every subtle movement, every quiet breath, as if the world itself is holding its pulse in careful rhythm. The warriors stand in lines, not rigid but poised, each one rooted in their own calm awareness. Arjuna lifts his bow slowly, feeling its smooth wood against his fingers. The string hums softly under his touch, a gentle vibration that travels through his body, grounding him in the present. Each arrow he holds is not just a weapon, but a silent message, a meditation in motion, a reflection of the Dharma that guides him. Bhima watches from nearby, his breath deep and steady. His eyes follow the flutter of leaves, the rise and fall of dust on the distant plains. Even his movements as he adjusts his armor carry quiet deliberation. Every step is measured, every stretch of muscle attuned to the rhythm of the morning, as though he moves in harmony with the soft winds that ripple through the trees and the slow murmur of the river beyond. The Kauravas respond in kind, their formation calm yet alert. Duryodhana and Dushasana shift their weight softly, the metallic touch of armor echoing faintly in the cool air. They breathe deeply, each inhalation gathering focus, each exhalation releasing doubt. Across the field, the two sides are separated by more than distance. They are joined by a quiet tension, the gentle awareness that every movement carries consequence, every breath matters, and the unfolding day is both challenge and teaching. Krishna moves between the warriors, his presence soft and unwavering. He does not shout, nor does he command. His eyes trace the edges of the field, the rise of the horizon, the subtle motions of each heart present. In his calm, the warriors find their own center, a quiet anchor in the vastness of the plain. His words, when spoken, drift like feathers. Let the mind be steady like the river. Let the hand be gentle like the wind brushing leaves. Even in action, find presence. The first arrows rise, not with clamor, but with a soft whistling through the air, like falling stars tracing delicate paths across the morning sky. Each one moves with careful purpose, guided by intention and focus. The battlefield is alive with gentle motion. Horses shift their weight, armor glints in the sun, dust rises slowly from soft footsteps. There is no chaos here yet, only the quiet rhythm of readiness, a dance that moves with patience and precision. Arjuna releases another arrow and it arcs gracefully, its path mirrored by the sunlight glinting across its tip. The motion is deliberate, a reflection of his inner calm, a bridge between strength and awareness. Bhima's hands rest on the hilt of his mace, still, yet ready. Even the simplest gestures carry meaning, teaching that courage is not only in the striking of a blow, but in the mindfulness of each breath, each glance, each decision. Across the field, Duryodhana lifts his bow, and his arrow joins the soft dance of motion. The sound is a gentle whisper, like wind passing over distant hills. Each arrow is a meditation, each release a prayer, each flight a quiet acknowledgement of Dharma. The earth beneath the warrior's feet seems to vibrate with this subtle energy, carrying the lessons of focus, patience, and calm strength in every step. The elders observe from the edge of the field, their forms steady as mountains. Bhishma's gaze sweeps across the plain, noting every breath, every movement, every pause. Drona's hand rests lightly on the railing of the pavilion, his eyes reflecting the soft light of the morning. Even in the quiet tension, there is serenity, as though the battlefield itself has become a sacred space, a mirror of the inner journey each warrior undertakes. Soft drums beat faintly in the distance, not loud, not urgent, but steady like a heartbeat beneath the earth. They mark the rhythm of action, a subtle guide that moves the warriors forward but never rushes them. The sound blends with the whisper of the wind, the gentle clatter of armor, and the soft call of birds above. Every note, every movement, every breath is part of a flowing meditation, a gentle reminder that even in the first moments of challenge, presence is the path. You drift closer to Arjuna as he draws another arrow, feeling the smoothness of the wood, the tension of the string. He breathes slowly, deeply, and releases. The arrow moves gracefully, cutting through the morning light, and for a moment time itself seems to pause. In that pause, the inner Dharma of the warrior is revealed, not in victory, not in power, but in focus, in calm awareness, in the gentle acceptance of the role one must play in the unfolding story of life. Bhima steps forward, swinging his mace in a careful arc, not with force, but with measured intent. The sound is muted, a soft thud against the earth. Each movement carries attention, each gesture a reflection of readiness and presence. Across the field, the soft hum of strategy flows like a quiet river, invisible yet undeniable. Every glance, every adjustment, every subtle shift of weight is part of the choreography of Dharma, unfolding slowly beneath the sun. The warriors' faces reflect calm determination. Their eyes move with purpose, yet softened by awareness. The soft sway of their bodies, the measured steps, the gentle nods of acknowledgement, they are all part of a ritual that honors life, presence, and the sacred rhythm of action. Even the smallest gestures, a brush of hand across an arrow, a tilt of the head, a quiet inhale, hold meaning. Each is a thread in the tapestry of the day, woven softly, intentionally, without haste. Krishna's presence continues to guide, quiet and unobtrusive. His voice, when it rises, is soft as candlelight. Every motion has its path. Every choice carries a lesson. Let your spirit move gently, like water over stone. Even in action, find stillness. Even in movement, find calm. The words drift across the field, settling into the hearts of warriors like soft petals falling on still water. The arrows continue to fly, tracing gentle arcs across the sky. Dust lifts from the ground in faint spirals, catching the sun's early light. Horses shift with slow grace, their breath forming soft clouds in the cool morning air. The battlefield hums quietly, a living meditation, teaching that courage and presence are inseparable, that Dharma is both the path and the breath along it. The elders smile faintly, witnessing the quiet dance. Bhishma's eyes reflect the sunlight as he nods once, gently. Drona's hands rest lightly, the tension of battle softened into calm guidance. Even in this first movement of action, there is peace. The sun continues to rise, the river flows, and the world hums softly, reminding all who watch that each first step, each first arrow, is part of the eternal rhythm of duty, awareness, and mindful presence. Now let your breath follow the gentle motion of the arrows, rising and falling, floating with the soft flow of the river. Let the quiet rhythm of the battlefield, the slow hum of drums, and the soft wind through the trees guide your mind into calm reflection. You drift alongside the warriors, alongside the rising sun, alongside the river that carries every lesson downstream. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the first arrows trace their gentle paths and now rest, as the stars return and the world hums quietly beneath the steady light of dawn. The sun has climbed higher over Kurukshetra, but its light is gentle, spilling like warm silk across the fields. The morning dew has begun to dry, leaving the grass soft underfoot and sparkling faintly in the quiet breeze. The air carries the earthy scent of the land, mingled with faint smoke from distant fires. The battlefield hums softly, not with clamor, but with a subtle pulse, as if the earth itself breathes alongside the warriors who stand upon it. You drift above the plain, feeling the calm rhythm that moves beneath each footstep, each shift of armor, each silent thought. Even amidst the rising sun and the movement of preparation, doubt creeps quietly into the hearts of many. Arjuna, standing with bow in hand, closes his eyes for a moment. The soft wind brushes his face, carrying the scent of wildflowers and fresh earth. His mind traces the paths of action, considering each choice like a river weaving through stones. The weight of Dharma presses gently, not harshly, reminding him that duty is not only in action, but in reflection, in listening to the heart before it moves. Bhima shifts his weight, muscles taut beneath the armor, yet his movements remain deliberate and calm. Even the mightiest among them feel the quiet stirrings of uncertainty. Each step, each glance across the plain is softened by awareness. The hum of horses, the gentle clatter of distant weapons, and the faint rustle of leaves create a rhythm, a grounding presence that allows even worry to settle into the calm of mindfulness. Krishna walks slowly along the edges of the field, his presence subtle, like a warm shadow stretching across stone. His gaze rests on Arjuna, on Bhima, on Yudhishthira, moving like soft currents among the warriors. He does not speak yet, but his calm anchors those around him. His eyes seem to trace the invisible threads of the heart, showing that even in the shadow of doubt, the mind can find stillness. The air carries soft notes of temple bells from afar, mingling with the quiet whispers of wind through the tall grass. Each sound is a reminder that the world moves gently, even when hearts are burdened with responsibility. The warriors pause in small moments, letting the sound fill the space around them. A breath drawn slowly, a hand resting lightly on a bow, a soft glance toward the horizon, all become acts of meditation, quieting the mind amidst the shadow of duty. Duryodhana and the Kauravas feel this weight as well. They shift and move across their lines, alert yet softened by reflection. Even in pride and ambition, there is a pause, a moment where the shadow of duty whispers to the heart. They breathe deeply, letting the air carry the tension from their shoulders, letting the soft light of morning ease their minds. Here, even in readiness for battle, patience is a teacher, guiding their thoughts gently like water shaping stone. Arjuna steps slightly aside, bow resting lightly in his hands. His eyes close and he lets the soft warmth of the sun brush over his face. Thoughts of duty, of family, of honor swirl softly within him. The wind moves through the grass, carrying whispers of advice, of gentle reminders from elders, of soft guidance from Krishna. Each note, each memory, each soft word is a lantern, illuminating the path within, showing that the shadow of doubt need not fright, but can teach patience and reflection. Bhima watches the river beyond the battlefield. Its waters flow quietly, bending around rocks and trees with ease, never rushing, never resisting. In its movement, he finds a mirror of Dharma. Strength is steady, not frantic. Courage is calm, not hurried. Even amidst chaos, there is a quiet path forward, traced by awareness and reflection, by gentle attention to each step, each breath, each thought. The elder's eyes move over the field like soft winds across the plains. Bhishma's presence is a slow, steady anchor. Drona's hands rest lightly on the hilt of his staff, a reminder that teaching and guidance continue, even in moments of uncertainty. The soft echo of their advice drifts through the minds of the warriors, like ripples across a still pond. Each lesson sinks slowly, gently, shaping the heart without force. The first clashes of armor and faint echoes of arrows trace a soft rhythm across the morning. Each movement is careful, deliberate, infused with awareness. The battlefield hums, not with noise, but with the quiet flow of Dharma in action. Even the smallest gestures, a hand adjusting a strap, a shield brushed lightly, a slow inhalation, carry significance. Each is a thread woven into the fabric of the day, into the unfolding of each warrior's inner journey. Arjuna draws an arrow once more, pausing to feel the tension in the string, the weight in his hand, the calm in his breath. He releases slowly, and the arrow arcs like a falling star, tracing a gentle curve across the sky. Its path is soft, deliberate, and in it lies the reflection of patience, the echo of Dharma. Bhima shifts slightly, moving his mace with care, feeling the pull of strength and the grounding of awareness in each motion. Duryodhana, too, steps forward with soft intent, adjusting his armor, breathing deeply, feeling the quiet tug of responsibility. Each warrior faces a shadow within, the gentle unease that accompanies duty. Yet the air itself is soft, the sun warm, the wind a calming touch on the skin. The world around them reminds them to move with care, to act with awareness, to let each choice be guided not by haste but by gentle reflection. The battlefield is filled with subtle music, the clatter of distant spears, the soft hum of arrows in flight, the shifting of feet on earth, the quiet rush of wind through the grasses. These sounds blend with the soft chanting from temples, carrying the rhythm of calm, a reminder that even in tension, peace can be found. Every note, every breath, every glance becomes part of a gentle meditation on courage, patience, and the quiet path of Dharma. Krishna moves again, his presence like a soft current, passing unseen yet felt by every heart. He whispers lightly, almost carried by the wind, words that touch without demanding. Duty is not only action. Duty is reflection. It is patience. It is seeing the shadow within and letting it guide the hand without fear. The words settle in the warriors' minds like petals on still water, softening worry, teaching calm awareness amidst preparation. You drift above Arjuna as he lowers his bow, feeling the gentle rhythm of breath, the quiet sway of muscles, the slow unfolding of thought. Each warrior moves with this same rhythm, a slow, deliberate dance of strength and reflection. Even as shadows of doubt linger, their presence is tempered by patience and awareness. Each action is infused with intention. Each pause is a meditation. Each heartbeat is a soft drum guiding the day. The river beyond the battlefield moves steadily, a mirror for the warrior's inner journey. Stones shape the flow, yet the water bends with ease. The shadows of doubt pass through the hearts of the mighty, shaping them softly but never breaking them. Strength is measured, courage is quiet, and Dharma flows steadily, like water over smooth rocks, shaping the path without hurry or force. The elders nod silently, their eyes reflecting calm understanding. Bhishma's gaze sweeps over the field, gentle yet piercing, showing that even in uncertainty, awareness can guide. Drona's hands rest lightly, the weight of guidance offered softly, without command. Every soft word, every quiet glance, every gentle motion becomes a teacher, a reminder that even shadows of doubt carry lessons in patience, presence, and inner reflection. As the morning moves gently into day, the battlefield hums softly, alive with movement yet wrapped in calm. The warriors continue, aware of each breath, each glance, each subtle motion. The first shadows of duty are met with patience. Doubt is not feared but observed, acknowledged, and folded into the rhythm of Dharma. Even in preparation for challenge, there is space for reflection, for awareness, for quiet courage. Now let the gentle rhythm of their thoughts settle within your own. Let the soft pulse of breath, the quiet flow of wind, the slow arc of arrows carry calm into your mind and body. You drift alongside the warriors, alongside the river, alongside the rising sun. Let your heartbeat match the rhythm of the world, steady, soft, unhurried. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the shadows of duty guide each soul, and now rest, as the stars return and the morning moves gently into day. The morning stretches softly across the plains of Kurukshetra, spilling a gentle glow over fields that sway lightly in the quiet wind. Dust rises in delicate spirals, catching the sun's rays, shimmering like tiny lanterns floating above the earth. The river nearby glides slowly, carrying reflections of the sky and the distant hills. In this gentle awakening, the battlefield seems less a place of chaos and more a living canvas, where each moment is a soft brushstroke of presence and awareness. You drift above it, feeling the subtle pulse of life beneath the feet of warriors and the wheels of the chariot that waits patiently at the edge of the field. Arjuna's chariot stands ready, its polished wood gleaming faintly, gold and bronze catching the light. The horses breathe softly, their flanks rising and falling in calm rhythm, hooves stamping gently on the earth. The reins lie coiled in Krishna's steady hands, warm and pliant. Even the wheels, heavy with the weight of destiny, seem to hum softly with anticipation. In this quiet, every detail carries significance, a reminder that the journey is not only outward, but inward, a movement of heart and mind as well as of body. Krishna steps into the chariot with the ease of a soft breeze. His presence brings a hush that seems to wrap the warriors and the earth in gentle calm. He touches the reins lightly, guiding without force, allowing the horses to sense his quiet confidence. Arjuna rises to his feet, bow in hand, and looks across the battlefield. The field stretches endlessly, a mosaic of color, movement, and quiet tension. Yet even in the expanse, a gentle rhythm unfolds, a heartbeat shared by all who stand upon the plain. The chariot begins to move slowly, wheels turning with a soft murmur, stirring the dust into a delicate haze that floats like mist over the grass. Arjuna settles onto the seat, feeling the gentle sway beneath him. The air brushes past, carrying whispers of wind and river, the faint scent of earth and incense drifting from distant temples. Every breath he takes is measured, each inhale drawing courage, each exhale releasing doubt. Krishna's calm gaze meets his, and in that quiet connection, Arjuna feels a deep current of presence, flowing through him like water over smooth stone. Soft visions unfold in the mind's eye, as though the very air of the battlefield carries echoes of the cosmos. Stars seem to trace gentle paths across the sky, lingering even in the daylight, tiny sparks of memory and guidance. Rivers of light ripple through clouds, and mountains rise and fall in soft undulations, distant and serene. In these visions, action and surrender coexist. Each arrow loosed, each step taken, is part of a delicate dance between effort and release, a rhythm that reflects the eternal dialogue of Dharma. The horses move steadily forward, their hooves stirring quiet spirals of dust, each step soft, deliberate. Arjuna lifts his bow, the string humming faintly under his fingers. Each arrow is held with awareness, each gesture infused with calm intention. Even as the heart feels tension, it is tempered by presence. Courage is not loud. It is gentle, patient, like the slow rise of dawn. Compassion flows alongside it, a river of soft light that touches all beings, friend and foe alike. Krishna speaks, his words soft as wind through leaves. True Dharma is not in the striking alone. It is in the balance of courage and compassion, Every action, every choice must flow from awareness, like water over stone, gentle and steady, yet unwavering. The voice is not commanding, but like a bell that echoes through the mind, settling doubt and illuminating the path ahead. Arjuna listens, letting each word ripple through him, calming the swirl of thought and fear, teaching patience and presence even in the heart of the storm. The battlefield moves around them, yet it does not intrude. Warriors shift softly, spears glint faintly in the sun, and banners sway like leaves in a quiet breeze. Arrows arc gently through the air, tracing soft, luminous paths as though painted by unseen hands. Each motion carries its own rhythm, each breath its own lesson. The chariot moves in harmony with this quiet pulse, floating forward as if guided by the gentle hand of the universe itself. Arjuna feels the weight of responsibility, yet it rests lightly on his shoulders, carried by the quiet confidence of Krishna. He lifts another arrow, feeling its smoothness, the soft tension in the string, the calm that flows through his body like liquid light. The release is gentle, precise, and in it, there is not only action but mindfulness, a reminder that every step along the path of Dharma is a reflection of the eternal balance between doing and being. The sun climbs higher, and soft winds stir the dust and leaves, carrying the scent of the river and the distant forests. Krishna's presence remains a calm current beneath the surface of the day. His hand rests lightly on the reins, guiding without haste, moving with the rhythm of the earth, the wind, and the warriors' hearts. The chariot becomes a vessel of quiet illumination, carrying not only Arjuna, but also the subtle flow of Dharma into the midst of unfolding events. In this sacred motion, time seems to stretch. Each moment lingers, each step resonates with purpose and care. Even the soft hum of distant drums blends into the gentle cadence of breath and movement, marking not urgency but steady presence. Arjuna's mind opens, tracing the delicate balance of effort and surrender, the interplay of courage and compassion, the recognition that true Dharma is both action and stillness, both doing and allowing. The horses move in perfect harmony, their soft breaths mingling with the distant sound of flowing water. Arjuna's bow rises and falls with measured grace, arrows tracing paths that are both gentle and precise. The battlefield hums quietly, alive yet serene, a living meditation. Every movement, every glance, every careful step becomes a thread in the tapestry of the day, interwoven with patience, awareness, and gentle courage. Krishna's voice drifts again, soft and steady. Let your heart remain clear like a still pond. Let your actions flow naturally like a river bending around stones. Every moment is a teacher, every breath a guide. Courage is in presence and compassion is in the softness of the heart, even as the chariot moves forward. The words settle, like petals drifting onto still water, leaving no ripples of fear, only quiet reflection and calm strength. You float above the chariot, sensing the gentle sway beneath the wheels, the soft rhythm of horse hooves, the faint shimmer of arrows in flight. The sun warms the earth, the river flows endlessly, and the wind carries whispers of the universe through the plains. Every small detail, every movement, every breath becomes a meditation on the eternal dance of action and surrender. The chariot moves steadily onward, and so too does the current of Dharma, guiding every soul with gentle insistence and calm care. The battlefield stretches endlessly, yet in this soft movement, it is no longer only a field of tension. It becomes a space of learning, a canvas of presence, a flowing meditation. Warriors move with awareness, each action deliberate, each breath steady. The chariot, carrying light, courage, and calm, becomes a bridge between the earthly and the eternal, a vessel carrying not only Arjuna, but also the quiet wisdom of the cosmos. The sun arcs higher, warming faces and fields, casting a soft glow on polished armor and flowing banners. Arjuna lifts his bow once more, each motion infused with the serene rhythm of Dharma. Krishna's presence flows around him like gentle light, steadying every thought, every breath, every subtle movement. The horses, the chariot, the warrior, and the earth move together in harmony, a living meditation of courage and compassion intertwined. Now let the gentle rhythm of this chariot settle within you. Let the soft sway, the quiet hum of breath, and the slow movement of horse and wheel carry calm into your mind and body. You drift alongside Arjuna, alongside the rising sun, alongside the flowing river that mirrors every step. Let your heart trace the balance of action and surrender, courage and compassion, effort and stillness. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the chariot of light moves through the battlefield and now rest, as the stars return and the river carries gentle dreams downstream. The sun dips gently toward the horizon, softening its light into a warm amber that drifts across the plains of Kurukshetra. Shadows stretch lazily across the land, mingling with the golden glow of late afternoon. A river winds quietly near the battlefield, its waters flowing in gentle curves around smooth stones, carrying reflections of the sky and clouds above. You float alongside it, the soft murmur of water like a lullaby, tracing the subtle rhythms of the earth as it embraces the day. Along the banks, reeds sway in the light breeze, their tips brushing softly against each other. The air smells faintly of damp earth and wildflowers, a calm fragrance that seems to carry the echoes of every step taken on the fields nearby. Here, the river holds space for quiet thought, for reflection, for gentle remembrance. Each ripple is like a sigh of the world, a soft acknowledgement of all that has been and all that will come. Fallen warriors rest now in the embrace of the land, their souls drifting like leaves on the water. There is no sorrow here, only gentle movement, a flowing of spirit that merges with the river's endless path. The water carries memories, not as burdens but as quiet whispers, teaching that life moves onward in soft currents, and that each moment is both fleeting and eternal. You drift above them, feeling the gentle rise and fall of each presence, the quiet pulse of energy that never truly fades. The soft ripple of the river mirrors the heart of Dharma itself. Life, like the water, bends around obstacles with patience, flows with gentle determination, and reflects the light in countless directions. Each soul touched by this sacred flow finds its place within the great rhythm, a small but important current in the endless dance of existence. You float alongside, tracing these paths, feeling the calm persistence of spirit, each movement a lesson in awareness and gentle acceptance. Krishna's voice drifts on the wind, soft and clear, yet gentle enough to mingle with the murmur of water. Life is like this river. Moments pass, yet each leaves its mark. Even as forms fade, the essence remains, carrying the light of Dharma beyond sight, beyond time. You feel the words settle like petals on the water's surface, drifting slowly, leaving ripples that reach softly to the farthest banks of thought. Along the river, flowers bloom in quiet corners, their colors muted but rich in subtle beauty. Each blossom seems to nod in understanding of the cycle, each petal a gentle reminder of impermanence. The river moves around them, embracing their fragile forms, yet letting them go with ease, teaching that clinging is unnecessary when flow itself is the guide. Even in endings, there is movement, and in movement, there is calm. The air hums faintly with life, birds in the distance, leaves stirring, the soft splash of a fish breaking the water's surface. Each sound is delicate, gentle, a meditation in miniature. You drift with these subtle rhythms, feeling the quiet lesson they offer, that awareness is not hurried, and that each sound, each motion, each breath is part of the ongoing harmony of the world. Along the riverbank, the reflection of the sky stretches across the water, a shifting tapestry of color and light. The clouds move slowly, tracing arcs across the fatting sun. Warriors long gone rest peacefully beneath this vast expanse, their spirits mingling with the current. There is no grief, only a soft recognition of impermanence, a quiet teaching that all forms return to the larger flow. You watch as the water carries them onward, each ripple a tender affirmation that life, though temporary, is deeply meaningful. The gentle murmur of the river seems to echo the hearts of those who remain on the battlefield, still walking, still preparing, still choosing. Every action, every glance, every movement becomes a thread woven into the vast tapestry of Dharma. The water teaches patience, showing that even the smallest ripple contributes to the great flow, and that every gesture, no matter how soft, has its place in the eternal current. You drift closer to a small eddy, where the water swirls lightly around a stone. The motion is quiet, slow, graceful, a reminder that even obstacles can shape the path without creating strain. The river bends and curves with gentle determination, showing that effort and surrender coexist. Each fallen leaf caught in the eddy moves with the current, rising and falling in soft rhythm, echoing the gentle dance of life and death, of courage and compassion, of Dharma flowing quietly through all things. Krishna moves along the bank in quiet presence, his feet brushing softly through grass. His eyes rest on the river, on its reflection of sky and light, and on the tiny, delicate movements of water and leaf. He does not rush. He allows the current to speak. His hands hover lightly, as though guiding not by force but by gentle encouragement, showing that true action is patient, compassionate, and aware. You sense the calm radiating outward, touching all who float nearby, grounding them in the serene lesson of flow. Arjuna sits by the river, bow resting lightly on his knee, eyes tracing the soft curves of water and reflection. His mind is still, open to the teaching that even amidst conflict, there is space for quiet understanding. Each breath he takes matches the rhythm of the river, inhaling courage, exhaling doubt. The flow of the water mirrors the flow of Dharma within him, reminding him that even in the shadow of battle, presence, patience, and awareness can guide every step. Soft birds glide overhead, their wings brushing the air with quiet grace. Each movement is gentle, deliberate, a reminder that even in flight there is awareness, even in motion there is meditation. The river mirrors this lesson, bending and flowing with soft determination. The souls of fallen warriors, the spirits of the living, and the whispers of the natural world mingle in harmony, a quiet symphony of continuity and care. The sun lowers further, casting long shadows and bathing the landscape in a muted glow. Stones in the river reflect this light, creating tiny sparks that dance across the surface, like fleeting moments of insight or gentle reminders of enduring presence. The river moves slowly, steadily, carrying memory and reflection together, teaching that even endings are part of a larger rhythm, and that each life contributes to the serene continuity of Dharma. Krishna speaks again, his voice drifting like mist over water. Let each step, each breath, each choice be mindful. Let every action carry the gentle light of awareness, and every pause hold the softness of reflection. In this balance, you find peace, even amidst impermanence. You feel the words blend with the river's murmur, softening the heart, settling the mind, guiding the spirit into calm receptivity. The river stretches endlessly, flowing past gentle hills and quiet groves. Every ripple mirrors the heart of those who pause beside it. You float along, sensing the subtle undulations of water beneath, the faint scent of earth and grass, the soft warmth of the fatting sun. Each moment passes with gentle intention, each breath a meditation, each reflection a lesson in awareness and acceptance. Now let the quiet flow of the river enter your own mind. Let each ripple carry worry gently away. Let the soft light of the setting sun warm your thoughts. Let the calm presence of Dharma settle in your heart. You drift with the water, with the wind, with the quiet pulse of life itself. The souls of the past, the courage of the present, and the wisdom of the eternal current merge softly, cradling you in gentle awareness. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the rivers of reflection carry every thought, every worry, and every heartbeat into calm, and now rest, as the stars return and the water whispers eternal lullabies. The sky stretches wide above Kurukshetra, soft clouds drifting slowly across a gentle blue expanse. Light falls in delicate waves over the plains, touching grass and earth with a quiet warmth. The air hums faintly with energy, a subtle vibration that seems to pulse through the hills, the trees, and even the stillness of the rivers. You float above the land, carried on a slow current of breath and presence, noticing how each sound, each movement, each shimmer of light contributes to the quiet rhythm of the world. From the distance comes a soft murmur of drums, steady and measured, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. They rise and fall with gentle insistence, marking the passage of time, calling attention to each moment as it unfolds. Alongside the drums, chants echo lightly, voices lifted in devotion, rising in soft waves that mingle with the wind. Even the sounds of the battlefield, hooves, the shuffle of armor, the faint hum of metal, blend into this meditative music, becoming a tapestry of rhythm and presence rather than tension or alarm. The soldiers move carefully, each step deliberate. Arrows hum as they travel through the air, tracing faint silver arcs against the sky. The sound is not harsh. It is soft, like a whisper carried on the wind. Spears sway gently in the hands of warriors, and banners flutter in a slow, mesmerizing dance. The earth beneath their feet vibrates lightly, a low and comforting resonance as though acknowledging every breath, every heartbeat, every quiet choice made in courage and mindfulness. Krishna rides beside Arjuna, his presence calm and steady, the subtle click of chariot wheels echoing softly across the field. His eyes rest on the horizon, taking in the gentle ebb and flow of movement, the soft music of effort and intention. He speaks not with loud command, but with quiet clarity, words flowing like a river that bends around every stone. Every sound has meaning. Every motion has rhythm. Even in conflict, the heart can find meditation. Listen, and you will feel the Dharma moving through all things. You drift closer to the sounds, noticing the layers within them. The drums mark time, steady and deep. The chants rise and fall like a gentle tide, blending with the whisper of arrows and the soft hum of hooves. Even the clatter of armor becomes a soft percussion, part of a larger symphony that stretches across the plains. In this music, there is no fear, no rush, only the slow unfolding of presence. The battlefield transforms not into chaos, but into a living meditation, a quiet dance of effort and surrender. Each warrior becomes a note in this gentle song. The movement of a spear, the raising of a shield, the careful drawing of a bow all contribute to the rhythm. Courage and attention move together, like two hands touching lightly, creating harmony. The sound of battle is no longer only external, it becomes internal as well, echoing softly within the heart of each listener, a reminder that Dharma is present even in action, even in struggle. The wind carries faint whispers of the past, voices of ancestors, echoes of chants from distant temples, the soft resonance of sacred instruments. Each note seems to remind the soul that life and action are intertwined, that even conflict can be a form of mindfulness, a reflection of cosmic balance. You notice the way the sound travels, flowing around stones and rivers, over grass and hills, softening as it passes, lingering just long enough to leave a touch of awareness behind. Krishna gestures lightly to Arjuna, and the young warrior lifts his bow with measured grace. Each arrow released is like a small vibration in the music of the battlefield, a note in the unfolding melody. Arjuna's heart beats steadily, in time with the drums, in time with the wind, in time with the soft pulse of the earth beneath him. Fear is not absent, but it is tempered by awareness. Every movement carries presence. Every breath carries mindfulness. Across the plains, the sounds mingle with light. Dust rises in soft swirls, catching the sun, creating golden sparks that seem to dance to the rhythm of the drums. Horses shift their weight, ears flicking gently, hooves tapping in time with the faintest beat of the earth. Spears sway and banners flutter. Even the smallest motion, a glance between two warriors, becomes part of the meditation, a soft vibration of energy flowing through every living thing on the field. The chants rise again, slow and melodic, blending seamlessly with the hum of wind and movement. Each voice is gentle, carrying devotion and presence, a quiet reminder of connection to something larger than the self. You feel the sound wrap around the field like a soft blanket, touching hearts, easing minds, calming bodies. Even the clash of weapons is absorbed, transformed into a rhythm that carries understanding rather than alarm, teaching that attention and awareness can coexist with action. Krishna speaks once more, voice soft and flowing. Listen closely, and you will hear the balance in all things. Courage is in the heart, but presence is in the mind. Even in battle, Dharma moves quietly, like a gentle current beneath the waves. You drift with these words, letting them mingle with the soundscape of the plains, feeling them settle into your own chest and breath, creating a slow, gentle rhythm of inner calm. The sun tilts lower, softening its light into shades of amber and rose. Shadows stretch across the plains, casting long, serene shapes that mingle with the movement of warriors and banners. The battlefield glows with this quiet light, and the music of drums and chants seems to slow, echoing in harmony with the settling sun. You float above it all, noticing the subtle interplay of sound, light, and movement, and feeling the calm that arises when awareness touches each moment fully. Even the smallest sounds take on significance. The soft rustle of grass, the distant cry of a bird, the gentle shift of sand under boots, all become part of the symphony, each note carrying a message of presence, patience, and attention. The battlefield in this gentle perspective becomes a living meditation, a reminder that even in action, the soul can remain serene. Arjuna lowers his bow for a moment, breathing deeply, letting the rhythm of drums, the flow of chants, and the subtle hum of the earth settle within him. Krishna's hand rests lightly on the reins, steadying the chariot, grounding every movement in calm intention. The music of the battlefield continues softly around them, a gentle meditation that carries both warriors and observers into awareness, teaching that courage, focus, and presence are intertwined, even in the midst of action. The wind carries the soft echoes of instruments from afar, mingling with the chants, the hum of hooves, and the gentle murmur of metal. Each note seems to speak not of strife, but of harmony, a quiet understanding that all things have rhythm, and that mindfulness can be found even in the most dynamic of circumstances. You drift along the currents of sound, letting each vibration settle into the body and mind, creating a slow, steady flow of calm. Now let the songs of battle carry you gently. Let the soft drums echo in your chest. Let the distant chants float through your mind. Let the subtle hum of movement weave a calm current through your thoughts. You float alongside Arjuna and Krishna, drifting through sound, through light, through presence. Each note, each whisper, each breath becomes a thread in the tapestry of meditation, guiding the heart towards serenity. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the songs of battle carry courage and calm together, and now rest, as the stars return and the plains fall into a gentle, dreamlike stillness. The evening drifts slowly over Kurukshetra, a soft veil of twilight settling across the plains. Shadows stretch like quiet fingers over the grass, and the last warmth of the sun fades gently into cool air. The sky blushes with pale shades of rose and lavender, soft colors that fade into the deepening blue of night. You float above the land, carried on a slow, gentle current, noticing the quiet rhythm of earth and air, the subtle movements that mark the passage of day into night. A faint breeze rustles through the leaves, brushing across the faces of warriors who pause for a moment of stillness. The battlefield, which once hummed with effort and sound, now seems wrapped in a softer energy, like a held breath. Even the soil, damp and warm from the day, radiates calm. You drift alongside these quiet moments, sensing the weight and lightness of destiny moving gently through every corner of the plains. Moonlight spills over the earth, pale and serene, reflecting off the armor of warriors resting in silence. Each polished surface catches the glow and spreads it softly, like fragments of gentle illumination dancing on the wind. You watch as shadows bend and stretch, revealing the subtle movements of the world, feet shifting, hands brushing against shields, eyes lifting to the sky in quiet thought. These small gestures carry significance, though their weight is gentle, unseen, and necessary. Krishna rides along the edge of the camp, the soft thrum of the chariot wheels mingling with the whispers of night. His eyes move slowly across the fields, tracing paths that have yet to unfold. He speaks not in commands, but in calm assurance, as though the moonlight itself carries his words. Every choice, every movement, every breath carries a thread of Dharma. Even when unseen, each action weaves the future with care, and each moment matters in quiet ways. You feel the weight of these words, not as pressure, but as gentle guidance, like the touch of wind on your face. Soft lights flicker from distant fires, tiny stars on the ground that echo the ones in the sky. The glow falls across resting warriors, their faces serene in repose, their bodies pausing from the long efforts of the day. Each person moves quietly with destiny, guided not by fear or haste, but by the rhythm of Dharma. You float near them, noticing how even stillness can carry purpose, how rest can hold meaning, and how fate often unfolds in soft, invisible ways. The air carries faint murmurs of conversation, gentle voices exchanging quiet thoughts. There is no urgency, only the slow hum of reflection. Advice is offered, accepted, or left unspoken. Each word is a pebble in a stream, falling lightly and causing ripples that travel far beyond sight. Even the silence between sounds is meaningful, filled with unspoken understanding of responsibility, patience, and care. You feel the quiet pulse of destiny in these gentle interactions, the subtle shaping of paths through presence and intention. The stars begin to emerge, shy and soft at first, then gradually more confident in their brilliance. Their light is still, unwavering, offering guidance without demand. Each star seems to trace the invisible threads of the universe, illuminating the choices that will ripple across time. Warriors lift their eyes skyward, and in that simple gesture, they find grounding, clarity, and a reminder that even in vastness, every step has purpose. The night becomes a canvas, the stars the gentle brushstrokes of destiny, each dot a note in the quiet symphony of Dharma. The gentle murmur of water reaches your ears, the river flowing near the edge of the battlefield, carrying whispers of life and memory alike. Leaves float on its surface, drifting in quiet arcs, turning slowly as if acknowledging each moment with soft acceptance. The water mirrors the calm movements of destiny, bending around rocks and reeds without force, showing that even obstacles are part of the gentle unfolding of the universe. You drift beside the river, letting its softness guide your awareness deeper into peace. Arjuna sits quietly on the bank, his bow resting across his knees. His gaze is distant, tracing the moonlight on the water, feeling the subtle pull of fate in each decision. He does not rush, he does not strain. He breathes with the rhythm of the night, letting the quiet teach him patience. Krishna stands near, his presence steady, a reminder that guidance often comes softly, without command or insistence. Here, under the moon, the choices of tomorrow are reflected in the calm waters of now. Each warrior's heart moves like the river, sometimes steady, sometimes hesitant, but always flowing, always carrying the potential of Dharma forward. The gentle night seems to whisper encouragement, reminding them that courage and awareness walk together, that every act, no matter how small, shapes the unfolding path. Even as destiny remains veiled, its presence is felt in the subtle currents of thought, breath, and movement that travel across the fields. You notice the soft sway of banners in the distance, catching the pale light of the moon. They twist and turn in silent communication with the wind, moving without hurry, marking the rhythm of existence itself. The patterns they trace are like threads in the vast tapestry of time, connecting every warrior, every choice, every breath into a gentle, coherent whole. There is no rush, no sudden change, only a quiet, deliberate unfolding, each step significant yet serene. Krishna gestures lightly to Arjuna, and they both watch the moon rise higher, casting long, serene beams across the plains. The silver light touches every stone, every blade of grass, every resting form, connecting the present to the eternal in subtle, luminous threads. Each beam seems to mark a path, showing that even unseen moments hold importance, that every action resonates beyond the eyes, beyond the moment, and into the gentle flow of destiny. The night deepens and the air becomes cooler, carrying the faint fragrance of distant flowers and damp earth. The battlefield is quiet now, each movement soft and intentional. Even the sounds of creatures in the distance, owl wings brushing the air, the soft rustle of small animals, become part of the meditative symphony of night. Every vibration carries presence, teaching that life, even in stillness, is never without rhythm, and that destiny moves silently alongside every breath. Krishna's voice drifts again, gentle and soft. Do not seek to force the path. Let awareness guide your steps. Even when the way is hidden, Dharma moves steadily, touching hearts, shaping moments, guiding all with care. You feel the words settle in your chest like a soft pulse, in time with the slow flow of night, the quiet movement of moonlight, the gentle cadence of wind through leaves. Each breath becomes a thread of understanding, each thought a ripple of awareness. You drift above the field, feeling the subtle dance of light and shadow, of choice and consequence. The moon continues its slow climb, illuminating the contours of earth, the forms of resting warriors, the curves of rivers and hills. Everything moves gently, even destiny itself, not with force, but with a quiet inevitability. Each step, each pause, each soft sigh of wind or ripple of water is a note in the song of fate, played softly, calmly, endlessly. As your mind drifts along these quiet currents, you notice how all is connected. The river and the moonlight, the warriors and the banners, the breath of the earth and the pulse of your own being. Every action merges with every stillness. Every choice blends with every moment, and the vastness of night carries it all with serene patience. Even the veils of destiny, though hidden, are soft, luminous, and gentle, guiding each soul with quiet certainty. Now let the night hold you. Let the moonlight touch your thoughts softly. Let the rivers of reflection carry every gentle worry away. Let the slow rhythm of the earth remind you that every moment is part of the calm unfolding of life. You drift along, carried by the subtle currents of Dharma, by the quiet flow of destiny, by the serene pulse of the world itself. Let us drift onward, softly, quietly, as the veils of destiny unfold without hurry and now rest, as the stars return and the night embraces all in gentle, eternal calm. The night lingers softly over the fields, and the moon spreads its pale, tender light across the earth. The air is still, carrying only the faintest rustle of leaves and the distant whisper of water flowing through hidden channels. You drift gently above the plains, noticing the quiet forms of Arjuna and Bhima resting among the soft shadows. Their bodies are still, but their minds move in subtle, reflective currents, touching the threads of Dharma that weave through each breath. Arjuna sits cross-legged on a gentle rise of earth, his bow lying softly beside him. His eyes are closed, yet the light within them seems to trace unseen paths, paths that stretch far beyond the battlefield. Each breath he takes is measured, deliberate, a soft acknowledgement of the responsibilities that carry him forward. You float near, feeling the calm pulse of his mind, sensing courage that is neither loud nor forceful, but patient and mindful, as steady as the moonlight that bathes him. Bhima, a short distance away, leans against a cool stone, the folds of his garments resting lightly across the ground. His chest rises and falls with deep, slow breaths, and even his strength seems softened under the quiet of night. In his thoughts, he walks the delicate line between action and reflection. He recalls past deeds, not with pride, but with understanding, seeking the gentle rhythm of Dharma that guides each hand, each movement, each choice. You drift closer and notice how even a warrior's power can be still, aware, almost tender. The soft night carries whispers of the past, ancient echoes of the lessons the elders have offered. Bhishma's calm wisdom, Krishna's gentle guidance, Yudhishthira's steady patience, all flow softly into the hearts of these warriors. They do not rush to grasp understanding. They let it settle like dew on leaves, gentle and cool. Each reflection brings a quiet recognition that courage is not always in the clash of weapons, but in the gentle steadiness of the spirit and the mindful steps that honor Dharma. A faint breeze brushes the plains, lifting loose strands of hair, stirring folds of clothing, and carrying the scent of jasmine from a distant grove. The air seems to hum softly, a melody that drifts through the camp like a lullaby. Arjuna and Bhima hear it as well, and it touches their awareness, a subtle reminder that even in the vastness of life's struggles, there is always space for gentleness. Their hearts move with the rhythm of this quiet music, finding clarity not in haste, but in the softness that comes from listening. You notice the play of light across the weapons resting near the warriors. The bows, the maces, and the shields reflect the moon gently, showing that even objects of power can hold serenity. The armor does not glare, it glimmers. The weapons do not threaten, they rest, as though sensing the calm determination of the warriors' hearts. Here, in this soft illumination, courage and strength are tender, mindful, and aware, as much about reflection as action. Arjuna's mind drifts to the guidance Krishna has offered. The soft words of Dharma swirl in the quiet night, not as commands, but as gentle currents of insight. Do not act from haste. Let intention guide your actions. Courage is found not in the act alone, but in understanding its purpose. Each thought settles slowly, like sand in a clear stream, smoothing sharp edges and creating space for deeper awareness. You float alongside these reflections, feeling the soft contours of mind and heart shaped by gentle guidance. Bhima's gaze moves toward the distant horizon, where the soft outline of hills rises against the starlit sky. In the quiet of night, he senses the flow of his own strength, not as a force to wield without care, but as a presence that can protect, support, and endure. The great power he carries is softened by awareness. It bends gently to the needs of the moment. In this reflection, you sense that heroism is not loud or brash. It is the quiet dedication to what is right, the mindfulness that guides every step of action. The night sky deepens and stars multiply, small points of silver scattered across the velvet darkness. They seem to mirror the thoughts of the warriors, each light a tiny spark of awareness, steady and patient. Arjuna looks up, letting the stars settle into his heart, feeling the calm connection between himself, the earth, and the vastness above. Bhima closes his eyes briefly, feeling the same soft pulse of life, strength, and reflection flowing gently through him. You drift with them, noticing the silent interplay of courage, compassion, and mindfulness, woven together like threads in a soft tapestry. A distant river murmurs, carrying the night's reflection along its gentle path. The water moves with quiet assurance, reminding you that strength need not be loud to be enduring. Arjuna and Bhima both sense this, letting the rhythm of the river align with the rhythm of their hearts. Each thought, each gentle breath becomes a step along the water's path, moving steadily without hurry, guided by the quiet force of Dharma. The soft flicker of candlelight in a nearby temple casts tender shadows across the landscape. The flames dance gently, a reminder of the small lights that guide the soul in moments of darkness. Arjuna feels the warmth of that light, the steady glow reflecting the inner flame of mindfulness. Bhima feels it as well, a calm encouragement, a reminder that even in great responsibility, gentleness can be a guiding companion. The night holds them in a cocoon of calm, where strength and reflection move hand in hand. You notice the gentle movements of the warrior's hands and shoulders, subtle shifts as they settle more deeply into thought. Every gesture is deliberate yet soft, a dance of presence rather than urgency. Each pause, each sigh, each blink of the eyes carries meaning. The battlefield may call for action, but here in this stillness, action is understood as mindful and deliberate, flowing naturally from awareness rather than pressure. Krishna moves among them, his presence like the soft brush of wind over water. He does not speak loudly. His words are gentle, almost a murmur, carrying the weight of eternal understanding without demand. Strength is not only in the arm, he seems to whisper, but in the heart that guides it. Courage is gentle when it serves Dharma. The words drift into Arjuna and Bhima, settling softly, leaving traces of peace and clarity in their hearts. The night stretches around them, long and unbroken, a quiet expanse that invites reflection. The air carries the soft scent of earth and jasmine, the gentle warmth of firelight, the whisper of distant waters. Every element moves with calm purpose, teaching that true power is not in force alone, but in the tender understanding that guides every thought and deed. You float above, feeling the unity of all things, the moon, the stars, the rivers, the earth, and the hearts of the gentle warriors, woven into a quiet, steady harmony. Arjuna and Bhima rise slowly, not with rush or tension, but with deliberate, mindful grace. Their weapons rest lightly in their hands, not as instruments of demand, but as extensions of thoughtful intention. Each step carries the calm rhythm of awareness, a soft cadence that merges strength with mindfulness, action with reflection. They walk together, side by side, through the moonlit plains, their presence blending with the gentle song of the night. As the stars move higher and the soft winds carry whispers of distant trees and water, You sense that courage is indeed gentle. It is calm in its patience, mindful in its movement, tender in its awareness. Arjuna and Bhima, the warriors, teach that Dharma is not only in battle, it is in every breath, every thought, every deliberate act, flowing softly through life like a gentle stream. Let us drift now, following the tender rhythms of heart and mind. Let the moonlight guide every thought, every breath, every quiet intention. Let the gentle warriors rest in their awareness, and let your own spirit float alongside them, calm, soft, and attentive to the quiet music of Dharma. Now rest, as the night embraces all in serene silence, as courage softens into mindfulness, and as every breath becomes a gentle step along the quiet path of destiny. Night rests gently over the battlefield, folding the plains into a blanket of shadow. The moon casts silver paths across the grass, soft and quiet, touching the contours of earth and stone. You drift slowly above the fields, noticing the still forms of Bhishma, Drona, and Karna. Even amidst the hushed stirrings of the camp, their presence is calm and steady, like distant mountains bathed in moonlight. Here, silence itself becomes a teacher, and every subtle movement holds wisdom. Bhishma sits beneath a lone tree, its leaves swaying softly in the evening wind. The distant cries of soldiers are muted, blending into the night like gentle echoes across water. His posture is calm, upright, a figure of quiet patience. In his stillness, lessons emerge not in words, but in the space between action and thought. Every breath he takes reminds you that honor is not loud or forceful. It is measured, enduring, a steady flame that guides the soul. Nearby, Drona leans slightly forward, tracing patterns on the earth with the tip of his finger. The soft brush of soil against skin is a whisper, a meditation in itself. You sense his mind moving with the rhythm of intention, each thought a careful reflection on duty and loyalty. Even in the midst of conflict, he understands that restraint can carry as much power as action. A pause, a quiet choice, a moment of observation, all speak more loudly than clashing swords. Karna walks slowly along a gentle rise, the soft weight of his armor shifting with each step. His gaze is distant, thoughtful, and yet serene. You feel the gentle pulse of his heart, carrying lessons of loyalty and courage. His strength is evident, but it is tempered by awareness. Every movement, every quiet breath becomes a mirror for the spirit, showing that true valor can be humble. And that surrender does not diminish greatness, it deepens it. The night carries a soft wind, brushing leaves and lifting the faint scent of jasmine from a distant grove. It moves gently over the battlefield, touching Bhishma, Drona, and Karna alike. Each warrior listens in his own way, letting the breeze carry understanding into the depths of heart and mind. Here, lessons are not spoken aloud. They are sensed, absorbed quietly like soft ripples traveling across still water. You notice Bhishma's eyes glancing at the distant river, where moonlight kisses the surface with silver threads. In that quiet reflection, you see the passage of Dharma flowing calmly, always present. His thoughts dwell on duty not as obligation, but as a tender recognition of life's order. Even the heaviest burdens carried with mindfulness move like gentle currents. Strength is held softly, and honor glows quietly, as steady as the river's flow beneath the stars. Drona's attention shifts to a small flame flickering in a nearby shrine. Its light dances across his face, illuminating the calm awareness in his eyes. Every flicker seems to carry a story of restraint, of action measured by thought, of wisdom learned through quiet observation. He teaches, not through commands, but through presence. You float near, feeling the rhythm of his stillness, sensing that every pause, every measured breath, holds meaning deeper than words. Karna pauses atop a soft hill, letting the night air move through him. He closes his eyes briefly, sensing the subtle harmonies of duty and loyalty woven into the world. Even his powerful heart, capable of immense strength, moves in quiet reflection. Here, you understand that surrender is not weakness. It is the gentle yielding to the flow of Dharma, the soft trust that every choice, every action, has its place in the grand, calm rhythm of life. The stars multiply overhead, each one a small, steady flame in the deep velvet of night. They seem to mirror the silent lessons of the warriors below. Bhishma's patience, Drona's mindful attention, Karna's humility. They are reflected in the constellations. Each spark a quiet reminder that courage, honor, and loyalty can be soft and tender. You drift alongside these lessons, feeling their gentle weight settle in your mind like a comforting cloak. A river murmurs faintly in the distance, carrying its quiet song across the plains. Bhishma leans slightly, letting the melody of water meet the rhythm of his breath. Each note seems to echo a lesson in restraint, showing that strength flows naturally when it is aligned with Dharma. Drona moves a hand across his chest, feeling the pulse of life, letting the river's calm guide him to deeper awareness. Karna, standing still beneath the stars, opens himself to the same quiet flow, understanding that even amidst tension, surrender is a form of courage. Soft candlelight flickers in the distant temple, casting gentle shadows across stone and earth. The flames whisper their own wisdom, showing that every small act can carry meaning. Bhishma's hand rests lightly on the hilt of his sword, but he does not grasp it with haste. Drona's finger traces a circle on the ground, yet there is no urgency in his movement. Karna breathes slowly, letting the rhythm of the night guide him. In these simple gestures, you see that power can exist without tension, and that restraint can be a quiet form of meditation. The air moves gently, carrying the faint scent of incense, soft and grounding. You notice the subtle sounds of life, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of a night bird, the hush of water flowing. These small moments carry lessons as profound as any spoken word. Bhishma, Drona, and Karna inhabit these lessons fully, letting the night teach them through presence, not instruction. You feel the calm seep into your own mind, as if the quiet wisdom of the warriors flows gently into your awareness. Moonlight glints across the battlefield, highlighting the soft folds of cloth and the quiet gleam of armor. Nothing here demands attention. Everything invites reflection. Bhishma's gaze is calm, fixed on the distance with serene patience. Drona's posture is alert yet gentle, every motion mindful. Karna's chest rises with slow, steady breaths, each inhalation and exhalation a quiet lesson in surrender and trust. You float beside them, sensing that every breath, every heartbeat, carries the soft rhythm of Dharma. The night deepens and the world seems to slow, folding inwards like petals closing in darkness. Bhishma, Drona, and Karna rest in their awareness, letting the silent teachings guide them. You notice that wisdom is often not in the words spoken, but in the quiet spaces between them. The heart learns in pauses, in gentle observations, and in mindful presence. Each warrior embodies this understanding, showing that Dharma can be soft, patient, and unhurried, yet deeply powerful. Let us drift now with these silent lessons, feeling the steady rhythm of Dharma settle in our hearts. Let the moonlight, the stars, the river, and the soft air carry every thought into calm reflection. Let the gentle presence of Bhishma, Drona, and Karna remind us that honor, loyalty, and surrender can flow quietly, like water, and touch every corner of the soul with soft light. Now rest, as the night embraces all in serene silence. Let your mind float, gentle and aware, carried by the soft currents of wisdom that whisper in the pauses between breaths. Let the silent teachings wrap you in calm, and drift onward into the quiet, endless rhythm of the night. The early morning mist rises from the plains, gentle and slow, curling over the soft earth like silken threads. Light, pale and tender, begins to brush the edges of the horizon, touching the scattered trees and glimmering across the shallow pools left from last night's dew. You float above the field, noticing the quiet shimmer of metal and cloth. The warriors move with a calm rhythm, their actions measured, their minds attuned to the flow of duty. In this stillness, the battle is not loud. It is a quiet choreography, a gentle unfolding of intention. Arjuna's bow bends with soft precision, each arrow a line drawn in the air like a brushstroke on an unseen canvas. The tension of the string is a pause, a breath held, a moment suspended between effort and release. Each movement carries a lesson. That action, when guided by Dharma, becomes a meditation, and every choice is part of a sacred rhythm. Bhima steps lightly through the soft soil, the ground beneath his feet yielding slightly, absorbing his weight like a gentle embrace. His mighty arms swing not with haste, but with mindful awareness, and even the clash of his mace is tempered by attention. Every swing is deliberate, measured by inner understanding, showing that strength is most powerful when calm and centered. You feel the flow of energy, the quiet power of presence, moving through him and spilling into the space around. Karna moves along the line of warriors, each step precise, each gesture full of quiet grace. The movement of his body, the slight shift of armor, the positioning of his arms, they form a gentle rhythm, a dance that the eye can follow only if it is willing to slow. In this rhythm, you sense a sacred harmony. Conflict is transformed into ritual. Struggle becomes a teacher, showing that even the act of defending or striking can carry the calm, careful pulse of Dharma. The wind flows over the battlefield, lifting loose strands of cloth, brushing the edges of banners, and bending the grass in slow, gentle arcs. It carries the soft scent of earth and water, of incense from a distant shrine. You notice that the smallest movements are as significant as the largest, for each ripple in the air mirrors the rhythm of the heart. Every breath, every step, every swing of a weapon is a beat in the larger song of Dharma, the eternal dance of right action. Arjuna releases an arrow, and it sails like a silver thread across the morning sky. There is no urgency, no clamor. It is a quiet flight, a gentle arc, a lesson in letting go. The air hums softly as it passes, and you feel the subtle teaching embedded in the motion, that effort and surrender coexist, and that the highest duty blends intention with trust in the larger rhythm of life. Bhima pauses, listening to the soft cadence of his own breathing, the rustle of the earth beneath his feet. Even in the midst of what might seem chaos, there is a pulse of order, a hidden symmetry that guides every step and every strike. You notice how the movement of the warriors is like a slow, flowing river, strong yet yielding, purposeful yet calm. Each action touches another, weaving a pattern that is both gentle and enduring. Karna raises his gaze to the sky, where morning light filters through drifting clouds. In the soft glow, his figure seems to merge with the landscape, a single note in a larger symphony. He bends with the wind, aligns with the motion of the earth, and lets his actions follow the quiet guidance of Dharma. Here, courage is not loud. It is steady, mindful, and aware. Each choice carries awareness, each strike resonates with purpose, and each pause becomes as meaningful as the movement itself. The earth beneath hums softly, carrying the subtle vibrations of countless footsteps, each one a note in the unfolding melody. You sense the flow of energy, the harmony of motion and restraint, of strength and patience. Even when weapons clash, it is not a discord. It is a carefully measured rhythm, a gentle teaching that every action has its place and time. Drona walks slowly along the edge of the formation, his hands tracing the contours of the earth. In the soft light, the curves of his fingers seem to mirror the arcs of arrows, the sweep of shields, the gentle sway of banners. Every movement is deliberate, attentive, and full of quiet wisdom. Here, silence is not absence but presence, and the pauses between action are as vital as the motion itself. You float beside him, feeling the calm pulse of restraint and reflection. Arjuna draws another arrow, holding it in perfect stillness. You notice the softness in his focus, the gentle awareness that guides every breath. Even as tension is held in the string, there is serenity in his posture, a quiet acknowledgement that Dharma is both action and compassion. The arrow is released, and it arcs gracefully, carrying not only intention but the soft weight of understanding and care. Bhima swings his mace once more, but there is no harshness. The motion is full of grace, controlled by awareness and tempered with inner reflection. Each swing teaches patience, each breath shows mindfulness. Even amidst the potential for destruction, there is calm, showing that the heart can remain gentle while the hand moves with strength. The banners flutter softly in the wind, carrying muted colors across the pale morning sky. They seem to echo the rhythm of the warriors, rising and falling with gentle cadence. The soft clink of armor, the rustle of cloth, the faint hum of arrows in the air, these are not noise but music, a quiet symphony of Dharma unfolding in real time. Every note, every movement is both lesson and meditation, guiding the mind into a calm, steady awareness. Karna steps forward, his armor catching the gentle light, and moves with care. Every motion flows from intent, and every pause carries meaning. Even in the heat of what could be fierce combat, he teaches that restraint can be the greatest power, and awareness the strongest weapon. The battlefield becomes a stage for Dharma, each participant a dancer in a cosmic, mindful ritual. The wind carries the faintest fragrance of jasmine and wet earth. You notice the soft vibration of life in every leaf, every blade of grass, every ripple across shallow water. The gentle movement of the battlefield mirrors the quiet unfolding of the universe, showing that every act, even in struggle, can become a prayer. The dance of duty, courage, and morality flows seamlessly into the fabric of existence, guiding the soul toward calm understanding. Arjuna releases arrow after arrow, each one flowing like a silver note across the plains. Bhima swings with careful rhythm, his motions echoing the cadence of the world around him. Karna moves in synchrony with the wind, aligning with the unseen currents of Dharma that pass through the earth and sky. You sense that even amidst apparent chaos, a delicate balance exists, a sacred pattern visible only to those who float gently above, observing without tension. Drona steps aside briefly, letting the motions of others unfold, observing the soft flow of events. In the pauses, he finds wisdom in the stillness, clarity. Each gesture on the battlefield is infused with quiet understanding, that the dance of Dharma is not about winning or losing, but about being fully present, letting courage and compassion guide every choice. The sun rises higher, warming the earth with a soft, steady glow. Shadows stretch and fade, blending into the gentle light. You feel the rhythm of life, the sacred pulse of every action, the quiet teachings embedded in motion. Bhima, Arjuna, Karna, and Drona move as if in silent harmony, their gestures teaching that every strike, every decision, every pause is part of the eternal dance. Let us drift now with the rhythm of Dharma, letting the gentle movements of the battlefield carry us into calm reflection. Let each breath, each heartbeat, echo the quiet lessons of presence, courage, and mindful action. Let the dance of life, duty, and morality unfold gently around us, showing that even in motion, there can be peace. Now rest, as the stars above and the light of morning meet in soft serenity. Let the gentle dance of Dharma carry you into the calm, endless flow of night and day, and let every quiet movement guide your mind and heart into serene sleep. The sun sinks slowly toward the horizon, painting the sky in pale hues of rose and gold. Shadows stretch across the field, long and gentle, touching the earth with quiet grace. A soft wind drifts through the trees and tall grass, carrying the subtle fragrance of evening blooms and warm soil. You float above the plains, noticing how every blade of grass and fold of cloth seems to glow in the fading light, as if the day itself is exhaling, preparing to rest. On the edge of the field, the silhouettes of warriors stand in calm repose. They are neither hurried nor tense. Their movements are measured, almost like a slow dance. Arjuna leans lightly on his bow, watching the distant horizon. His eyes are serene, reflecting not the battle that has passed, but the lessons that linger in silence. In his gaze, you see a quiet understanding, that every action, every choice, leaves a gentle trace in the fabric of life. Bhima sits on a soft rise of earth, his hands resting upon his knees. The warmth of the sun still lingers on the ground beneath him, and he breathes deeply, sensing the rhythm of the world in each inhalation and exhalation. Even in the aftermath of struggle, his presence is calm. Strength need not roar to exist. It can be quiet, steady, flowing, like the river that winds lazily through the distant valley. Karna moves slowly along the field, touching the soil lightly, as if feeling the pulse of the earth itself. He listens to the whispers of wind, to the soft hum of life around him, and in that gentle listening he finds guidance. Every step is a lesson in patience, every glance a meditation in awareness. The setting sun casts a tender glow on his armor, reminding you that even in moments of weariness there is beauty, and even in endings there is light. Battlefield, once filled with motion, now breathes softly. Dust settles like a fine veil, carrying memories of effort, courage, and care. You notice the gentle ripple of water in a nearby stream, its surface reflecting the sky's muted colors. It is as if the river remembers every motion, every whispered thought of the warriors, blending them into its quiet song. Here, time slows. Even loss, heavy though it may feel, is softened by the rhythm of existence, becoming a gentle teacher rather than a burden. Bhishma stands apart, leaning on his staff. His eyes trace the contours of the land, noting the rise and fall of hills, the sway of trees in the wind, the shimmer of water in the twilight. In his silence is a deep lesson, that wisdom often comes not in words, but in stillness, in the gentle observation of what is, without forcing it into what should be. Every breath, every heartbeat, is a thread in the vast tapestry of Dharma, and he knows the patterns will unfold in their own time. The soft rustle of cloth signals the approach of Drona. He moves like a quiet river, careful not to disturb the gentle calm around him. In his steps is mindfulness. In his pause is reflection. Every teaching he has shared echoes now not in loud proclamation, but in subtle, lingering impression. The rhythm of duty, the cadence of loyalty, and the quiet strength of restraint hover in the air, like incense diffusing slowly through temple halls. You drift among the figures, noticing how the light brushes the edges of their forms, softening the sharp lines of armor and weapons, even the tools of battle. Once symbols of strength, now seem transformed by the gentle glow of twilight. They carry lessons hidden in plain sight, courage tempered by compassion, power softened by mindfulness, action guided by reflection. Each movement, even if small, is part of a larger dance, a quiet meditation on Dharma itself. Arjuna kneels beside the stream, letting his fingers touch the cool water. The surface ripples softly, mirroring the sky above. Each reflection seems to carry a story of effort, of triumph, of sorrow, and of patience. The ripples remind you that life, like water, continues to flow, moving gently over obstacles, embracing the contours of the earth, and carrying with it the echoes of all who have passed. Bhima watches the river from a distance, noting the delicate shimmer of light upon its surface. He sees how even in turbulence, there is a current that carries life forward. Every challenge, every struggle is absorbed into the greater rhythm of existence. Here, in the calm of approaching night, the heart learns to rest while remaining awake to the gentle pulse of Dharma. Karna rests against a tree, its bark warm from the lingering sun. He closes his eyes and listens to the whispers of wind through the leaves. Each breath is a soft reminder that life continues, that every soul has its path, and that even endings are beginnings seen from a different angle. The quiet teaches patience, and the stillness invites contemplation, showing that reflection can be as powerful as action, and understanding as enduring as courage. The sky deepens into shades of lavender and soft blue. Stars begin to appear, small and distant, yet steady. They watch over the field with gentle light, like guardians of memory and wisdom. Each flicker seems to carry a story, a teaching passed down through ages, reminding all who observe that nothing is ever truly lost. Every life, every choice, every breath contributes to the eternal rhythm of the cosmos. Bhishma and Drona walk slowly along the field, their footsteps almost imperceptible. In their movement is a lesson of continuity, that guidance need not shout, that presence alone can offer strength, and that restraint can be as vital as courage. They pause to watch the sunset, letting the colors sink deep into the heart, teaching that endings hold their own quiet beauty. The warriors who remain begin their evening rituals, soft chants rising with the wind, blending with the gentle murmur of water and the distant cry of a night bird. The songs are not loud, nor are they hurried. They are slow, deliberate, and full of intent. Each note carries awareness. Each pause conveys reflection. In these gentle sounds, you feel the pulse of Dharma, steady and eternal, moving through every living being, every blade of grass, every ripple of water. As night falls, a delicate moon rises, pale and luminous, casting silver light across the plains. Shadows blend and soften, carrying the field into a space between day and night, between action and reflection. You notice how each warrior's face, each tree, each ripple of water is touched by this gentle glow, transforming what was once harsh into something tender and serene. Here, even the memory of struggle becomes a quiet teacher, whispering lessons of impermanence, patience, and the enduring spirit of Dharma. Arjuna rises slowly, feeling the balance of earth beneath his feet. He lets the weight of the day fall away, allowing calm to settle in his chest. Bhima follows, walking beside him, carrying strength softened by awareness. Karna lifts his gaze toward the stars, letting the vastness of the sky remind him that each choice, each effort, each breath is part of a greater, unbroken flow. The river glimmers softly in the moonlight, reflecting the forms of the living and the fallen. You notice how each ripple mirrors the gentle dance of action and reflection, teaching that life flows continuously, carrying with it courage, compassion, and awareness. In the quiet, even sorrow becomes gentle, even loss becomes part of the sacred rhythm. The night deepens, carrying with it cool air and soft shadows. The field breathes in slow rhythm, the warriors settle into stillness, and the earth hums a gentle lullaby. Here, reflection is not heavy, it is soft and guiding. Each soul learns that Dharma is not only found in the heat of action, but also in the quiet, in the pause, in the tender awareness of what is. Let us drift with the twilight, letting the soft wind carry away any lingering tension. Let the gentle flow of river and shadow guide our thoughts into calm. Let the subtle whispers of the field, the soft shimmer of stars, and the quiet breaths of the warriors teach the rhythm of presence and reflection. Now rest, as the sun and moon meet in gentle twilight, and let the quiet dance of life, duty, and Dharma carry your mind into serene sleep. The first light of dawn stretches over the plains, brushing the world with gentle gold and silver. Shadows linger quietly between the folds of the earth, softening the edges of hills, trees, and riverbanks. The air is cool and fragrant, carrying whispers of dew, wet soil, and distant blossoms. You float above the field, noticing how the quiet seems alive, as if every leaf and stone is breathing softly, content in the stillness that follows action. The battlefield, once echoing with the clash of weapons, now hums in gentle rhythm. Dust has settled like a thin veil, carrying the memory of effort, courage, and care. Here, victory is not a shout. It is a soft understanding that duty has been performed, that choices were made with awareness, that every effort, however small, has contributed to the harmony of the whole. Arjuna walks slowly among the quieted warriors. His footsteps are deliberate, measured, yet light. He carries no boast, no pride, only the calm knowing that comes from fulfilling one's dharma. The bow he held yesterday rests gently in his hand, its wood warm from the sun. Each movement he makes is mindful, each breath a silent prayer of gratitude for the life that continues around him. Bhima moves nearby, pausing to touch the earth with his hand. He feels the cool dampness of dew, the firmness of the ground beneath him, and he smiles softly, a quiet acknowledgement of the rhythm of life. Strength, he knows, is not in domination or noise, but in steadiness, in patience, in the willingness to act with awareness and care. Even in victory, the heart remains gentle, mindful of what has passed and what will come. Karna stands by the river, letting his reflection shimmer in the gentle flow. The water is calm, reflecting both the sky and the earth with equal clarity. He watches the currents carry leaves and petals downstream, imagining each one as a thought, an effort, a choice made during the trials of yesterday. In their movement, he sees a quiet lesson. Life flows onward, carrying all that is offered, transforming each moment into part of the eternal rhythm. The sky deepens with soft hues of rose and lilac. Stars linger faintly, shyly, awaiting the full rise of night, while the moon, pale and luminous, begins to cast silver light across the plains. Shadows stretch long and thin, and you notice how even the weapons and armor of the field are softened by this tender glow. There is no harshness here, no fear, only a quiet acknowledgement of what has been and the gentle promise of what remains. Bhishma moves along the edge of the field, steady and slow. He leans lightly on his staff, feeling the balance of earth beneath his feet, the pulse of life in the wind and trees. Wisdom, he knows, often speaks not in words but in presence. Each silent step is a lesson, each calm breath a teaching in itself. Duty performed with mindfulness leaves a quiet mark, a lasting impression in the hearts of those who walk beside it. Drona kneels near a small fire that burns softly at the edge of the field, its smoke curling gently upward. He watches the rising tendrils and listens to the faint crackle, sensing the rhythm of transformation in its movements. Fire, he reflects, does not destroy, it purifies and reveals. Likewise, actions performed with love and understanding do not harm the spirit. They reveal the beauty of intention, the quiet triumph of presence over noise. The river flows gently, winding through the plains like a silver ribbon. Its surface catches the first blush of sunlight, reflecting both the sky and the trees, the living and the fallen. Each ripple seems to hold a story, a soft memory of the moments that have passed. You notice how the water absorbs the echoes of struggle, transforming them into a gentle song, teaching that all things, when held in mindfulness, become part of a harmonious rhythm. Arjuna kneels beside the river, letting his fingers brush the cool water. The surface ripples lightly, carrying leaves, petals, and reflections downstream. He smiles softly, seeing in this quiet motion the same truth that guides his heart, that every choice, every effort, every breath contributes to the unfolding of Dharma, and that triumph need not shout to be known. It exists in the gentle acknowledgement of what is, the serene acceptance of what has passed. Bhima stands on a small rise nearby, watching the sun climb slowly above the horizon. Light spills across the field, touching each warrior, each tree, each blade of grass, and transforming them into silent witnesses of endurance and care. Strength is seen not only in action but in patience, in the ability to remain grounded, to observe without rushing, to honor the rhythm of life as it unfolds. Karna lifts his gaze to the pale moon still lingering in the sky, letting its soft glow touch his face. The night has not yet fully surrendered to the day, and he senses the balance between darkness and light, between effort and rest. In this quiet triumph, he understands that victory is not a finality, but a gentle moment of reflection, a soft realization that duty has been fulfilled, that love, patience, and understanding guide each action. The field hums with life in subtle ways. A bird calls softly from a distant tree, the river murmurs over smooth stones, and the wind carries the faint fragrance of flowers and wet earth. Each sound, each movement, is a reminder that all existence is connected, that every action echoes in unseen spaces, and that triumph, when quiet, is more enduring than any shout. Arjuna and Bhima walk together along the riverbank. Their footsteps are careful, each one deliberate, not hurried by pride or victory, but guided by awareness. They pause often, touching the earth, observing the flow of water, listening to the soft hum of the field. Even the smallest movements become meditations, lessons in mindfulness and presence. The soft shimmer of light across the river reflects the colors of the sky, blending gold, rose, and silver in gentle harmony. You notice how even the smallest ripple holds beauty, carrying reflections of trees, warriors, and clouds with perfect grace. Each ripple is a quiet reminder that life, like water, moves continuously, holding within it both change and permanence, struggle and serenity. Bhishma and Drona pause to watch the rising sun, letting its warmth touch their faces and hands. They remain silent, offering no words, only presence. In this silence, teachings are held on restraint, on wisdom, on the gentle power of understanding. True triumph, they seem to say, does not demand recognition. It exists quietly, like the first rays of light, like the calm flow of water, like the soft rustle of leaves in the morning breeze. The warriors begin to gather near the river's edge. Some sit on the grass, others stand with arms relaxed, all of them breathing in the rhythm of dawn. There is no hurry, no clamor for recognition, only a shared understanding that life continues, that every effort leaves a trace, and that even endings carry gentle lessons. Arjuna dips his hand into the river and lifts it slowly, letting the water slip through his fingers. The motion is unhurried, almost ceremonial. Bhima does the same, Karna follows, letting the current carry a leaf downstream, a quiet offering of reflection and gratitude. Even small gestures take on significance when performed with mindfulness, when each breath is filled with awareness and calm. The sun rises higher, soft and steady, illuminating the entire field. Shadows shrink and mingle, light touches every corner, and the world seems balanced between past and future, action and reflection, effort and ease. In this gentle harmony, the essence of Dharma is revealed, not in noise, not in grand displays, but in patient care, thoughtful presence, and understanding of the rhythm of life. You float among the warriors, noticing the quiet triumph in their movements and expressions. It is not loud, it is not demanding. It is a soft realization, a calm acknowledgement that every act of duty, when performed with love, patience, and understanding, carries its own reward. There is no need for applause. The victory exists in the heart, in the stillness, in the tender awareness of life unfolding as it should. The river glimmers under the rising sun, carrying petals, leaves, and reflections gently onward. Each ripple teaches that life flows continuously, that every effort, every thought, every breath joins the eternal rhythm. The quiet triumph is found here, in the calm acknowledgement of duty fulfilled, in the soft embrace of patience, and in the understanding that love guides every action more powerfully than strength alone. The field hums softly with life. Birds in the trees, the river's gentle murmur, the distant call of a deer. All of these elements move in harmony, as if offering a final blessing for those who have walked the path of Dharma. You feel the pulse of the world, slow and steady, carrying every soul, every choice, every quiet effort toward serene understanding. Let us drift with the gentle current of the river, with the soft light of the rising sun, with the calm presence of the warriors who have learned that true victory is tender and reflective. Let the subtle hum of life, the ripple of water, and the gentle wind carry your mind into serene rest. Now rest, as the world breathes softly, and let the quiet triumph of mindfulness, patience, and understanding settle gently into your heart. The sky deepens slowly into a tender indigo, the last blush of twilight fading gently beyond the horizon. Stars begin to awaken one by one, shy and soft, scattered like gentle memories across the vast, quiet expanse. The battlefield, once alive with the rhythm of effort and courage, now lies hushed beneath a veil of stillness. You float above it, feeling the subtle pulse of the earth beneath, the slow, breathing rhythm of life that continues even when the drums of war have fallen silent. The air is cool and soft, carrying the faint scent of wet grass, dust, and lingering smoke. Every leaf, every stone seems to exhale, releasing the tension of the day. Rivers glint faintly, reflecting the emerging moonlight like silver ribbons unspooling quietly through the world. There is no hurry here, no expectation, only the tender continuity of existence, moving gently onward. Arjuna sits alone on a low rise, gazing at the distant river. The bow rests across his knees, heavy with memory yet lightened by calm understanding. He lets his fingers trail along the wood, feeling its smoothness, the quiet echo of every choice made. Each action, each effort carried its own weight, yet in this eternal night, all burdens soften. The battlefield becomes a mirror, reflecting the inner work of courage, patience, and Dharma. Bhima walks slowly along the riverbank. His steps are measured, each one mindful, grounded, aware. The soft lap of water against the stones carries a rhythm that echoes the beat of his own heart. Strength, he senses, is not in loud display or the force of arms. It is in the gentle steadiness of presence, the quiet knowing that even in struggle, the spirit may remain calm and aware. He pauses, bends to touch the cool river, letting it run through his hands like a blessing, a reminder of the flow that carries all souls onward. Karna stands in the shadow of a large tree, the wind whispering through its leaves like a soft chant. He lifts his gaze to the stars, letting their pale light wash over him. The vastness of the sky reminds him that life moves beyond the moment, that every choice, every action merges into the eternal rhythm of Dharma. In this silence, in this night, there is no victory or defeat, only awareness, understanding, and gentle reflection. Bhishma rests against a stone, leaning lightly on his staff. His eyes close, but his mind remains open, aware of the subtle movements of the field, the rustle of leaves, the sigh of the wind, the gentle lap of water. Wisdom speaks here without words. It is found in the pause, the breath, the stillness between effort and rest. Every action taken in mindfulness leaves an imprint, quiet but lasting, like the shimmer of starlight on rippling water. Drona moves along the river's edge, letting his feet brush the cool grass. He bends to gather a fallen leaf, observing its delicate veins and the soft curve of its edges. In this simple act, he reflects on the lessons of restraint, loyalty, and patience. The day's struggles have passed, yet their teachings remain. Even as the night deepens, the quiet wisdom of duty, compassion, and presence illuminates the heart like a gentle lantern, soft and enduring. The river flows silently, carrying petals, leaves, and reflections downstream. Its movement is calm, steady, and patient, teaching without words that life continues, that every effort joins the eternal current. You notice how even the smallest ripple holds beauty and meaning, how every motion, no matter how slight, contributes to the rhythm of the whole. In its quietness, the river becomes a teacher. Its flowing song, a lullaby for the weary soul. Arjuna dips his hand into the water, lifting it slowly to watch the droplets return to the stream. Each drop carries a memory, a moment of effort, a trace of care. Bhima follows, letting his hands rest in the current, feeling its cool patience. Karna bends to touch the water, lifting a small leaf and letting it drift onward. Each gesture, soft and deliberate, becomes a meditation, a gentle lesson in the harmony of life. The moon rises slowly, pale and luminous, casting silver light across the plains. Shadows stretch long and thin, folding softly over the fallen and the living alike. Armor glimmers faintly, trees whisper in the night, and even the grass seems to sway with quiet understanding. Here, in this eternal night, the heartbeat of Dharma is visible not in grand acts, but in tender presence, in careful awareness, and in the calm acknowledgement of what is. Bhishma rises slowly, leaning lightly on his staff, and moves along the river. He watches the gentle reflections, noting how the light changes with each ripple, how the river carries every trace of action forward, transforming each moment into part of the greater flow. In silence, he understands that the end of struggle does not mean the end of learning. Each effort, each act of patience and duty continues onward, weaving into the eternal fabric of life. Drona lights a small lamp at the edge of the field, letting its soft glow mingle with the silver moonlight. Smoke curls upward, spiraling gently, carrying with it quiet prayers, memories, and reflections. The flame does not burn harshly. It illuminates softly, a symbol of awareness, a guide through the stillness. Even a small light can reveal much when held with care, just as a gentle heart carries wisdom without needing to command attention. The wind moves through the field, brushing the trees and grass with gentle fingers. You hear its whispers as if the world itself is speaking, offering soft guidance. Every leaf trembles slightly, every ripple in the water dances briefly, and even the stars seem to shimmer in time with this subtle rhythm. The night carries lessons without force, teaching that surrender, awareness, and love are the truest forms of strength. Arjuna, Bhima, and Karna gather near the river, their faces softened by moonlight, their postures relaxed yet mindful. They do not speak, they need not. The quiet communion of presence, the shared understanding of duty and dharma, fills the space between them. Victory is not a triumph shouted to the winds. It is a gentle realization, a calm acknowledgement that effort, care, and mindfulness ripple outward, touching all that exists. The river glimmers under the moon, reflecting stars and shadows alike. Leaves float slowly downstream, carrying memories, lessons, and intentions. Each ripple reminds you that life moves ever onward, that every action leaves a trace, and that the eternal night holds within it both endings and beginnings, the soft merging of time and awareness. Bhishma and Drona move silently along the riverbank, observing the calm world around them. The quiet teaches more than any words could. Each step, each breath, each glance becomes a meditation in motion, a reflection of the eternal rhythm that guides all beings. Here, the field is not a place of struggle, but a sanctuary of insight, a gentle teacher that nurtures the heart. The moon climbs higher, soft and luminous, touching every corner of the plain with its pale light. Shadows and silver mingle, creating a landscape of stillness and serenity. You notice how even the smallest movements, the ripple of a leaf, the sway of a branch, the faint shimmer of water carry meaning. Each is a reminder that Dharma flows not only in grand gestures, but in the quiet moments that follow effort, in the gentle pause where understanding blooms. The warriors settle near the riverbank, some seated on the grass, others standing with relaxed awareness. The air hums softly with life. Distant birds, the murmuring water, the gentle sigh of the wind. Every sound, every movement becomes part of the meditation of the eternal night. Here, all effort, all duty, all learning is absorbed and transformed, becoming part of the timeless rhythm of the universe. Arjuna dips his hand into the water once more, letting it slip slowly through his fingers. Bhima follows. Karna lifts a small leaf, placing it upon the surface to drift downstream. Each gesture, small and deliberate, is a prayer, a reflection, a moment of connection with the eternal. Even as night deepens, the lessons of Dharma continue to unfold, gentle and unhurried. The stars multiply above, scattered across the vast indigo sky. Each one seems to pulse softly, echoing the heartbeat of the earth below. You float among them, feeling the calm expanse of the eternal night, carrying the lessons of patience, presence, and mindful action into your own heart. Every ripple in the river, every shimmer of moonlight, every rustle of leaves becomes a lullaby, guiding you softly toward rest. Let us drift with the gentle currents of the river, with the silver light of the moon, with the soft pulse of life across the field. Let the quiet rhythm of the eternal night carry your mind and heart into serene awareness, as Dharma flows gently through every moment. Now rest as the stars return, as the river carries its song onward, and as the eternal night embraces all with calm and tender understanding.